Hi guys, this is Luton, and today I'm back with another episode of I'm No Pro. Now, this is an episode in a series that's been running for about 8 months. For any of my long-term subscribers, they will remember that the I'm No Pro video that I made was one of, at the time, the very popular videos that I made. It got like 2,000 views, which at the time was a lot, but obviously now with the videos the way they've changed. But I've released one of these every few months, usually when I have a reason to do so, because as you guys know with my channel, I try to generally post a video when there's a reason to do so, provided it's not obviously a playthrough, in which case they just go up whenever. So today, one thing that's been coming up again and again, and I've noticed a bit of a trend actually, a while back, some of you may remember I made a video called It's Not Just a Game. And in that video what we were talking about was when people comment back to you and they say, oh, don't take things so seriously, it's just a game. And one of the key things that I really talked about in that video was the fact that it's never just a game, okay? Especially not to someone who actually really enjoys and is serious about their gaming. The whole point of when people say it's just a game, they basically mean, oh, don't worry about it, it doesn't even matter. Well, it does matter. It matters especially when you invest time into something like you would with any hobby, whether that be gardening, model making, sport, anything that you invest a significant amount of time into is going to matter to you as a person, no matter what your specific reason for doing so. However, a new little catchphrase that I've noticed coming around this week is the favourite one of people say, oh, just, you're taking things too serious, it's all about the fun. Or the other one that people say is, oh, they shouldn't have put this game in, it's for fun, or don't tell me how to play because it's all about having fun. Now, the next thing that I would say to that is, it's not just all about the fun, and I know people are going to jump all over this one, but here's the rationale, okay? Everybody plays for different reasons when they play a game, this is true, but there are some kind of staple things which, personally, I expect. Now, I have a fairly hardcore gaming background. That's not necessarily how I play now, but years ago I was very, very hardcore in how I used to play. I used to be online 18 hours a day, constantly gaming. But when I read comments like people saying, I saw one today on one of my videos and someone saying, it's fun, that's how a game is meant to be, it's about fun. Games to me are not about fun, they're about a challenge. When you go online to play multiplayer, you're challenging yourself against other people. When I play to win, generally, okay? Everyone has a day where they want to have a mess around, but generally, if I'm being a bit silly, I either go onto an empty or my own server to mess around on so I can practice bits and pieces, or I would go to close quarter team deathmatch and we kind of mess around and go, haha, jumping around and stuff. But if you're in a game like Rush or Conquest, I generally would assume that people go there to play objectively. I don't see why you would go there if you didn't. And people are going to say, well, it's my choice, we can do this. Yeah, of course it is. But I don't agree that it is the primary reason to go there. And I don't agree that fun is the primary reason to be on always games. Now, certain games, single player modes and stuff like that, yeah, for sure. But really the essence of what it's coming down to is that when people say it's fun, they're trying to make like a definitive statement. They're trying to say, this is how the game is, and you're wrong. They're not saying, when I play a game, I want it to be fun. What they're saying is, this game is about fun, and you're playing it for the wrong reason. That is what I take issue with. I don't take issue with the fact that people want to have fun in games. I take issue with the fact that they are constantly stating that this game is about fun, and playing games is about fun. Now, yes, it depends as well on your definition. I mean, this is more complicated than perhaps it need be, but it's something that's been grating with me. The main thing is that as a player, I'm quite a serious person. But I enjoy the serious aspects of the game. I enjoy sort of tactical elements. I enjoy thinking about where people are going to be going. And, my strengths in the game generally are predicting where people are going. In fact, only the other evening, I was playing a game with Raven and Airborne and stuff like that. And we were playing some close quarters. And I was, those games are quite easy to predict compared to more open matches. But again, I was saying, okay, look, we're over here now. I said, guarantee, I bet you £10 they're going to A. As soon as we look over there, bing, there's one guy straight on it, and I was already there ready for that guy. I took him out as he arrived because he wasn't expecting us to have anticipated that and moved there. So it's those kind of elements that I enjoy. I enjoy the kind of mental games that people play. I enjoy the tactical elements. I enjoy thinking about things, analysing things. That's where I enjoy things in the game. I also enjoy serious aspects with story-based games, more narrative-based games, things like that. I enjoy playing those in a kind of more slower paced, thinking about the game. Even games like Grand Theft Auto, I will play in a different style than other people. Of course, when you play games like that, you'll always have times when you go crashing around, like take a truck on the highway, smash it around and see how long you can last before the cops take you down. But when I'm playing the story mode, I often try to play that in quite a serious way. So really what I'm saying is there's a lot of different ways that people play games, and for people to kind of constantly be battering people down and going, you're wrong, it's all about fun and you're not having fun, therefore you're not playing the game properly, that is something I take issue with. And it's on par with the video that I made before saying it's just a game, because again what they're saying when people say it's just a game, they're saying you're taking it too seriously, you're playing it wrong. And that's what I take issue with, because at the end of the day, everyone's here for different reasons. However, I think that in objective gameplay, everyone is there for a more standard reason. I don't agree with this thing where people say, oh well, if someone's running around going for kills or doing this or doing that, and they're completely ignoring the objective, that they're playing for fun and therefore their argument is legitimate. I really don't agree with that, and you can disagree with me, but I don't agree. I believe that if you're in an objective based gameplay, you should have some inclination towards the objective. I don't have any problem with people running around really pushing for kills, because that does help. However, what I do take issue with is, for example, a gameplay I was in the other day. I, for the first time in a long time, our team were playing quite well, and I was like, hey, okay, I'm going to go sniper. So I was getting a few sniper kills, and then what happens? 4 or 5 of our guys on our team in general, it wasn't in my squad, they noticed that I was doing quite well with the sniper kills. They obviously saw me, they obviously saw the kill feed, they obviously saw that, hey, this guy's shooting against a team that we can get sniper kills on. We go on to the next objectives. All of a sudden, I got 5 snipers sitting next to me, all in a line, all firing into the position. And of course, what happens? We run out of tickets and we abjectly fail the round. And this is really the point, is that was so unnecessary. People can do this kind of thing at any time, but if for example, if I'm in a game and I see a couple of other people sniping, now I might want to have fun. I might think, yeah, let's have some sniper fun time. However, if there's a load of other snipers, I'm thinking, well, I do want to do this, but we've still got to complete this game, we've still got to win, because that's the primary objective, so I will maybe not take the opportunity to go sniping at that point. Now people are going to say, as I've said throughout this, well, you're wrong, Luton. People should be able to do whatever they want to do, and of course the favourite one that people always bring up is they've paid their money for the game, so they can do whatever they want to do. Well, again, of course that is absolutely true, but it doesn't mean you have to like it. And, the main thing that I keep coming back to is the way people state it. The way they state it, that's the real main gripe that I have with this one, is the way people state it's about fun, or the game is designed to be fun, or you should play it for fun. That is the big issue that I really have. It's not correct to make that statement, and it's not correct for people to say it's just a game, and neither is it correct for me to say that all gameplay should always be 100% objective. It shouldn't. People can take the time to mess around, screw around, do whatever they want to do. However, they should, at the same time that they're doing that, keep in mind the fact that they're in an objective game with other people. And this comes back to the video that I made this week on my Q&A, where I was saying one of the most important things is about respecting other people, and when you're in game, respecting other players. Because as much as you might want to mess around, screw things up, it has a direct impact on other people playing the game. So yeah, you might be having a fun time doing whatever it is you want to do in the game. However, you're turning the round and the gameplay for everyone else into an utter misery. And at the end of the day, I really think that is very, very unfair, and I wouldn't do that to other people. I wouldn't ruin other people's gameplay just for that reason. And I have this issue even with some of the guys I play with regularly. Okay, we'll be in there was a classic one, we had a very easy round that we could have won. There was a couple of guys I was playing with who were screwing around. They weren't really taking it seriously in any way. They weren't playing for the objective, they weren't doing anything at all, and we lost a very easily winnable round. And that's the kind of thing that really gripes with me. So it'd be good to hear what all of you think about this. One of the main things I really would ask is, do you think it's inappropriate for people to screw around in main public objective-based games so much that it interferes with the gameplay of others? Do you think that the primary reason people are going into an objective gameplay, and you know, as I was talking to Deku Colin and stuff like this the other day, and when we've had some of our previous conversations, and I think I spoke to Dasker about this as well, you know, the primary reason that people go into these games is to fight it out over an objective, and one team comes out on top. You don't go to a sports game to watch a load of guys, you know, screwing around in whatever sport they do, playing trick shots. You go there to see two teams play against each other and which one's going to win. Now, if you go into a competitive objective game, I just assume that the dictated nature of that is to play it out to see which side comes out on top and which to win, not for 5 of your guys on your team or the enemy team to be screwing around and generally not even trying. I mean, I just don't get that. I don't understand that. There's plenty of games where people can mess around on, and if people really want to have some time where they can screw around, go to an empty or a private game, set up your own private round. If I was going to have a game where I was really going to screw around with no rules, I would go to my own server and I would set it up so that we could do that, but I wouldn't subject other people to the misery of having to cope with other people just, let's face it, dicking around. So that's what I'm talking about today, that's what I'm thinking about today. Now, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I'm pretty sure that a fair amount of people are also going to agree with me, because I think I'm not the only person who goes into objective games and expects people to play more seriously on the objective. And also, I would really like to hear how it is that you enjoy playing seriously. What is it that you like? Is it the sort of tactics of moving forward? Is it the weapon mechanics? Do you really like to get that down to a fine-tuned art? Do you think that once people have basically paid their money for the game, they should have free reign to do whatever it is the hell that they want to do? Or do you think there should be a common respect amongst gamers that if you're in an objective game, that's what you're going towards? Now, also, let me just say at the very end, I'm not ignorant to the fact that this is something that's always been going on for a long time. I know this is not anything new. I've just noticed that this week recently, there have been a lot of people using the statement of, you know, this is for fun, coming up more and more. So it just made me, I was thinking about it this evening, and it sort of made me sort of want to go on and talk about it. So I hope this has been interesting for you guys. As always, as I said already, looking forward to opinions, thoughts and always. And also, let me just tack on the end here, I'm going to be starting up a mailbox series. I've got a few ideas written down already. If you have any questions or thoughts for topics you'd like me to discuss on any episodes of Mailbox that will be coming up, please post those in on the comments section at the bottom here. Thanks always, guys, for supporting me and subscribing to my channel, and look forward to bringing you some more content very soon.